Alright, so in 8.2, we use what we learned in 8.1 concerning these four properties of a parallelogram to solve for some variable statements in a parallelogram. Alright, so just to recap, the opposite sides of a parallelogram are congruent. Right, so these two would be congruent and these two would be congruent. Opposite angles are congruent, so these two would be congruent and these two would be congruent. And then the angles next to each other, also known as consecutive angles, equal 180 if you add them up. Right? So, like, just to put it plainly, like this angle plus an angle like this equals 180 degrees. Right? And then like a line like this equals a line like that. An angle like this equals an angle like that. A line like that equals a line like that. And like an angle like this equals an angle like this. And then the sum of this plus this plus this plus this equals 360. Right, so it's pretty generic terms, but that's about as basic as I can get it for the outside angles and line segments. If I take some lines and I connect the opposite angles together, which are congruent, I make those diagonals. And the thing about parallelograms, the diagonals of parallelograms bisect each other, like that. So, such that this, I'm going to call this 3. 3 equals 3, and this is 4, and this is 4 as well. So 4 equals 4. And so the entire diagonal of this one, the entire diagonal, we'll call it diagonal 1 from here to here. Diagonal 1 equals 2 times the length of that. And diagonal 2, we'll call it from here to here. Diagonal 2 equals 2 times the length of that. Okay, from here to here, we'll call this diagonal 1. I'll call this diagonal 2. Okay, so I hopefully this is pretty intuitive, pretty common sense. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and pause it and pull. Actually, I don't have to pause it. I have it right here. Right here. All right, so here is some homework example questions. All right, and here is this. All right, so HP is, what am I going to do with this stuff? I'm going to transpose these numbers onto the blank quadrilateral. AD and PH. HP is 25, which means that this would be 25 if this was a quadrilateral. So AD is 8x plus 21. DB is DB. There is no DB. I wonder what they mean by DB. DB question mark. Where X, they probably mean DH. I'm going to presume they mean DH. Is 20x minus 4, where x equals 1/2. Okay, so I'm presuming they mean DH. Alright, so if x equals 1/2 here, that means that this is 10 minus 4, which equals 6. So this would have to equal 6. Okay, so if this was true up here, this would have to equal x. X would have to equal 4. This term would equal 4. 4 plus 21 equals 25. And then 25 equals 25. Because this line would have to equal this one, and this is true. This is true. Okay? I can conclude that this is a parallelogram. I can conclude this because 8x plus 21 AD equals 8x plus 21 equals 25, which equals pH. Right? Therefore, satisfies opposite line segment congruence. Right? And then you can also do AP equals, well, they didn't really tell us that, right? So that we can say is true. Right, because this is a line segment and this, and we can just presume that that is 6. Okay. So yes, we can presume that this is a quadrilateral. Let me check to make sure that I am not off base here. That is true. So what is PA or AP? AP equals 6, as shown up here. Okay, so how about this one? This one here. I wonder if you guys saw all that. AP equals 6. Okay. Alright, so how about this one here? I don't know if you guys saw all that. I wasn't really watching the screen. Okay, how about this one? Alright, this is asking what value of x of this parallelogram would make RTWV, a parallelogram. M is the midpoint. RM, there is no M. Probably mean W, maybe. These things are the worst. Oh yeah, M is the M, never mind. M is the midpoint. There's an M. Alright, so 4x. TM is 3y plus 15. WM is 84. And VM is 75. Alright, so I know that this have to be congruent to that, and this has to be congruent to that. So what is the value of x that will make this a parallelogram? Okay, well, how do we solve this one? So what's the value of x that makes this a parallelogram? So 4x equals 84. So in order for this to be a parallelogram, 4x must equal 84. Alright, so x is going to be 84 divided by 21. Put my calculator over here, which I don't have except for my cell phone. 84 divided by 21 equals 4. X would have to be equal to 4. So this would be 84. If this is going to be a parallelogram, this must be equal to that. In order for that to be true, x must be 4. What? Wait, hold on. That's not right. 21. X must be 21. 21. Sorry about that, because 4 divided by... I did that wrong on my thing. Yeah, I multiplied it. Alright, so 84 divided by 4 equals 21. X needs to be 21. Alright. Continuing on with the problem, zoom out a little. Alright, continuing on with this problem, what must y be? Right, do these need to be the same? No, because it's not a square. This is a rhombus. Okay, this is parallel. Oh, perpendicular, maybe it's rhombus, maybe it's not. No, no, this isn't a rhombus because we're not into that section yet. Okay, so yeah, so what is the length of VT? Oh no, what is Y to make this thing a parallelogram? Well, we need to set these equal. 3y plus 15 equals 75. 3y, I gotta subtract 15 from here over here. Okay, so 75 minus 15 is gonna be equal to 60. So y is gonna equal 20. All right. So what is the length of VT? VT is gonna be double the length of this. So VT is gonna be equal to 2 times 75. We already know that. It's 75. Right, which is 50. Because we know that this is twice of that. And you could plug it into there and see. You're going to say it's 2 times 3 times 20. 20 plus 15. So 3 times 20 plus 15. So that should be equal. So 3 times 20 plus 15 is 75. Double that is 150. That checks. All right, so here we go. So those are some examples on how to prove that one. I guess we could do this one too. So I don't want to do this one. Okay, so that should be that. 11 minutes in and out, easy day. If you have any questions, please let me know. Remember, if it's not a parallelogram, for some reason, if you prove that this isn't a parallelogram, you cannot solve for things that are not a parallelogram using parallel properties. That's a hint.